TCU students and volunteers visit care recipients and scholarship recipients on Bohol Island. An NTU graduate overcomes her visual impairment and is now teaching in the various universities. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. 5 years ago, after the Bohol earthquake, city volunteers came to provide medical assistance and construct prefabricated classrooms for local students. This time, the students from City University paid a visit to the island, accompanied by the volunteers who helped with the construction back then.
The students from City University and volunteers visited Bohol Island in the Philippines. Here, many residents suffer from hardship and illnesses.
Over here, some children were born with illnesses and some were abandoned. Their living conditions aren't good as well. After seeing them, I took a step back and realized how fortunate I am.
7个人要睡这个地方啊，那厨房也在那边，你看到吗？就是什么都在里面。
After the visit, I found out that the life over here isn't what I had imagined before. In order for them to start a fire, they need to go get their own wood. Unlike us, it's very easy to heat up the stove by turning on the knob.
After the Bohol earthquake 5 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers have continuously caring for the affected households who suffer from impoverishment and illnesses. Moreover, Tzu Chi has helped build 150 classrooms.
Tzu Chi Foundation helped us building the prefab classrooms. We're very happy, and the students also have hope.
After the earthquake, the prefabricated classrooms were built in many schools. The volunteers from Taiwan who helped with the construction back then were deeply moved as they came back and saw the classrooms are still steady and strong.
This prefabricated classroom is strong and steady. There aren't many damages. It's been 5 years already. What will happen to children's education if we didn't build the classrooms?
A young teacher especially came to the venue to express her gratitude toward the volunteers. She was one of the many people who received the first Tzu Chi scholarship in Bohol Island.
I like to be patient in Tzu Chi Foundation, and those value is very of great importance in the class setting, because a lot of children, they behave differently in classroom.
The students and the volunteers have gained hope as they saw the smiles upon residents' faces. Through the visit, the students also realized how fortunate they are and that they should be thankful at all times.
This year, City University post-bac Chinese medicine students conducted a workshop to teach high school students about traditional Chinese medicine. The workshop included learning the names of Chinese herbal medicine, acupuncture lessons, and more.
Take a look at the Chinese herbal medicine in my hand. Can you tell them apart? Now the students of the City University post-bac Chinese medicine will give us the answers.
Usually, many Chinese herbal medicine will be added into the stew, making it confusing for everyone to know their names. The high school students from across Taiwan have participated in the workshop to learn how to differentiate the medicine.
The Chinese herbal medicine that we used are more moderate. Many of them can be found in the kitchen. Therefore, I hope the students can reach their knowledge after the workshop ended.
While learning each Chinese herbal medicine, the students also ask questions to gain a better understanding of the traditional Chinese medicine.
When I see the Chinese herbal medicine next time, I will know their names. And if my grandpa or grandma wanted me to get prescription, at least I can say the names confidently.
This workshop had not only helped the high school students to understand more about the traditional Chinese medicine, but also to let the future doctors enhance their learning through teaching.
The Northern District Hima medical teams recently conducted their last remote area medical home visits in New Taipei City before the Chinese Lunar New Year arrives. The care recipients were happy to see the city volunteers.
Before the Chinese Lunar New Year arrives, the Northern District Hima team is conducting their final remote area medical home visits. They headed to Sanzi, New Taipei City. Ms. Zhou, who is bedridden, has 3 children, all with mental disabilities. Home care has become a big issue. Every time when the Tzu Chi volunteers visit, they spend a great deal of effort trying to teach them how to properly take care of themselves.
You must take a shower, then you'll smell good. And when I come see you, I'll have a big smile on my face. If you don't take a shower now, you'll attract all kinds of bugs. I'm telling you the truth.
The good intentions and persistence of the volunteers finally paid off. The eldest daughter was finally willing to take a shower. The body is feeling refreshed. The volunteers brought the daughter along to go give their best wishes to the mother.
Dear Mama Zhou, we wish you good health and peace. You see, your eldest daughter is all cleaned up nicely, smelling so good. Look, your mother is smiling. You see, she is smiling.
Grandma Aju's right leg was fractured. Therefore, she has been sitting down for a long period of time, resulting in her lower limbs to swell. Dr. Ling Jinglong quickly taught her some easy physical therapy techniques.
If you are not available to go do physical therapy, then you can use this rope right here. Just wrap it around the two toes and then pull upwards toward your body.
Grandma Mei Yu initially couldn't lift up her arm. After the acupuncture treatment by the TCM doctor, the effects were immediate. In the remote areas of New Taipei City, most of the young people have headed out for work, leaving the elderly alone at home with no one to talk to. That's why it's crucial the regular home visits from the Tzu Chi volunteers and also the at-home medical services from the medical teams.
The U.S. TIMA team has been continuously conducting free clinics in various communities in Ecuador. Other than providing on-site medical care to the local residents, medical home visits were also conducted. Many of the elderly population have mobility issues along with high levels of pain. Therefore, what the medical team is offering for the residents is important.
I am a seeing patient in the clinic, but also we go home visit to special patients that cannot come to us. Today we have two cases. One elderly man that has congestive heart failure. He has a lot of difficulty when he moves, he cannot breathe. Hola. ¿Qué pasó, señor? ¿Qué problemas tiene?
Se le inflama la rodilla.
Dolor de rodilla.
Puede respirar con normalidad y
pulmones. ¿Qué pasa pulmones? Papá.
Si lo trajinamos,
respira.
No respira con normalidad.
¿Bueno más? ¿Ahorita mucha tos o no?
No.
No mucha tos, solamente falta de aire. Papá, chequea la rodilla. ¿Dolor, papá? They have problem with money, difficult to buy certain medicine. I do not know if the pain will prevent him from walking, but at least I want to reduce his suffering of pain. That's why I give him a pill to take. Esta es una medicina para dolor. And at the same time, I give him injection which will last a lot longer and a lot more effective treatment del dolor. Y puede ayudar para muchos meses. Ok, es todo. Pero cuando tiene otro dolor, esta puede ayudar. Ok? The second case, the lady, she has main problem is her pain. She has severe knee pain. When she stand up, this lady can be mobile, can be functional if we take away the pain. For her, the pain relief is very obvious. Puede caminar.
Sí, pero con ayuda.
Lo siente aquí. Yo quiero que le dé una inyección para menos dolor. Yo quiero que puede posible caminar un poquito mejor. ¿Ok? Un momento. We are particularly concerned about caretakers because family members and frequently they are the ones suffer as much as the patient. We tell them they do a good job. We particularly pay attention to them so they don't feel ignored. They don't feel that just patient is there. Okay, Mama. Cuidado. Okay, it's okay. Ya, sí, aquí. Ya, no más. Okay? Gracias.
For many visually impaired individuals, their biggest concern is whether they can keep their jobs. Lai Shulan is one such individual. Suffering from congenital eye disease, she eventually became blind. However, this did not stop her as she earned a doctoral degree and has taught at 3 universities.
As they begin to run, they rely on this rope, as vision-impaired runners have to rely upon their partner.
The accompanied jogger holds one side of the rope, and the visually impaired jogger holds the other end. This rope represents the distance between us.
4 people with good eyesight accompany those who are vision-impaired, creating a safe and trusting way for them to exercise.
At the beginning, I held the rope too tightly in one hand, and there was no way for me to swing my arm. This is because I usually use a cane when I go out and my body is too stiff.
From fast walking, she began to relax. After 2 months, Lai Shulan, who's over 60 years old, took the first step of running. From then on, she never stopped.
4、3、2、1，上打台北公益马拉松长安市教学小学不断电接力活动。
This year is the second decade since she became vision impaired. She's a graduate of NTU, and her husband also received higher education. Lai Shulan has always been one of the strongest members of her family.
When I was in the second year of high school, he was at Donghai University, where she was secretary to the president and could only perceive light and shadow and had no choice but to retire. My father couldn't get used to it, and neither could my mother.
From her lawyer's son's perspective, Lai Shulan actively sought medical treatment, though her vision loss made her get up once again. This was a challenge for all 3 people in the family, who showed a strong sense of commitment to overcome her physical frailty and difficult predicament.
My mom used to say that when she became vision impaired, she was reborn. In her 3rd year of being blind, she would say that she is 3 years old. And in the 5th year, she would say that she is 5 years old. It was then that I thought she would be able to get up again, and probably after the 5th year.
At the age of 26, Lai Shulan was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. Although she had been actively seeking medical treatment for 20 years, her eyesight was gradually lost. Finally, she became blind at the age of 46. She soon began to rely on her faith to get by.
The Bible tells me that this may be a blessing in disguise. I'll seize this obstacle and learn to overcome it step by step.
All of her life skills have come back as she is an independent and capable person. Lai Shulan has many challenges to overcome each day. There are different situations that she needs to learn.
喂，冠武，有听到了啊，好开心哦！因为那个大爱台的记者现在在我旁边嘛，哈，那他们要我呢，把我上次去路跑的影片哈，要传给他哈。那这个动作我是还不会做的，所以可不可以请你指导一下？影片哦，就这个。11按钮，片尾传，输入讯息，传送1按钮。就传送，我就点出去了。是啊。
Under the guidance of this teacher, this visually impaired person is able to operate the computer with confidence. The current state that she is in is completely different than before.
At the time, she lost a lot of self-confidence because of her vision loss. I wasn't sure if she could learn this, and I didn't know what would happen to her in the future. We just taught her step by step. When she discovered that she could do it, her confidence rapidly grew.
She needs to learn a keyboard input method. It does not require eyesight to select words. After tactilely groping around the keyboard, Lai Shulan is now able to type smoothly. She also worked 10 years to obtain a master's and doctoral degree after becoming vision impaired. She even documented her journey in a book. Later, she went back to the workplace to tackle the most difficult thing for those that are vision impaired. This led her to realize that hardship is a blessing in disguise.
有人跟我说，你要是看得见，你不是女超人或女强人了哈。
Someone told me that if I could see, I would be a superwoman. I tell them that this is wrong. I say that if I could see, I would be spending my time playing golf and playing cards. I appreciate the present now because I'm more spiritual and can feel more now.
因为现在的我觉得我能屈能伸。各位同学，我们来回顾一下哈，这个心理社会适应哈的意义跟内涵哈。
身心障碍者可能他们要 People with disabilities will return to the workplace may feel a lot of pressure, but I think that this teacher is very brave. In fact, I'm confident when she teaches us this knowledge. I actually think she is doing very well.
你们这个方案的目的是要，
就是希望可以就是来参加的这些正常可以看得到的人，他们可以了解视障者的生活。
我们可以很看到，就是一个人他。
We can see that she is a person who recovered from a low place and has gradually begun to adapt herself and return to society. I think this is actually one of the goals of our social work profession.
The perfect life may not be what we originally envisioned. Despite living in darkness for the past 20 years, she now holds the honor of being the first blind PhD in Taiwan. She also teaches at 3 universities and in 2012 was honored with an award for vision impaired people in Taiwan who were able to successfully reintegrate back into life and their careers.
There may be a possibility in the future that technology could allow my mother to see again. I want my mother to see me again. I want her to see me feeling proud.
At the age of 65, Lai Shulan bravely runs out of the darkness of despair into the hope of her new life.
City volunteers from New Taipei City gather at the Banqiao train station to care for the homeless. Besides providing daily supplies, the volunteers also talk to each individual to understand their needs and worries.
It's 9 p.m. 28 Tzu Chi volunteers are gathered in front of Banqiao train station with bags of daily supplies.
These days, the temperature is low, especially at the train station. Many homeless stay here to rest and sleep, so we thought we should come and care for them.
At first, the volunteers decided to personally distribute the supplies, but they never thought that many people were already waiting in line for them to come. As we can see, many were standing in line. After receiving the bag of supplies, they immediately opened it.
你现在还没有吃饭啊？
还没吃，大家都没吃。
我为什么？
想说看有没有泡面可以泡啊。
这边不是有热水吗？
对啊，可是没有泡面，没关系啊，吃面包也饱。
We can find sleeping bag, eco-friendly scarf, and warm clothes inside the bag of supplies. The volunteers also divided into groups to care for individuals. Many things were already cluttered as they entered the staircase of the train station.
一直坐才有钱租房子。我爸就是没有在听，
没有在听哦。那就是靠你在那个举牌，每天这样子啊。
We can also feel the sorrow after listening to his story.
Some people told me that we need to move before the Lunar New Year arrives because they are going to clear up the staircase afterwards. The emergency exit is for people to evacuate, therefore we cannot sleep here anymore.
If some of them are able to work, we'll work with the Department of Social Welfare to help them look for a job. As for the ones who are sick, we'll arrange appointments for them to seek medical attention.
Although the homeless don't know where their next stop in life will be, but with volunteers' care and love, they can feel a sense of security, as well as having the courage to face the upcoming challenges.
Tzu Chi Hong Kong chapter invited care recipients to have a reunion meal prior to the Lunar New Year. At the year-end banquet, all the care recipients enjoyed the holiday festivities.
Tzu Chi Hong Kong chapter invited care recipients for a reunion to celebrate the Lunar New Year ahead of time. Kitchen volunteers are busy preparing meals. These 10 dishes combine the creativities of young cooks and the attentive preparations of experienced volunteers.
There were 7 dishes I didn't cook. They were cooked by the volunteers downstairs. I was in charge of preparing materials and ingredients, and I gave them to the volunteers. Then they washed them, cut them, and cooked them.
This dish is very tasty. Look at the watercress soup. We can see they prepared it mindfully, and when I ate it, it made me feel warm.
The volunteers' table services make people feel as if they were dining at a 5-star restaurant.
I feel like home and I can sense the warmth of my family.
The volunteers also prepare gift bags to care for the health of the elderly.
We hope everyone can take care of your health during such freezing winter.
It is not merely the tasty meals, but the love from Tzu Chi volunteers has also added to the taste of blessing.
In Malaysia, the Tzu Chi Urban Liaison Office established a local recycling station in 2005. Since its establishment, Tzu Chi volunteers gather here on Wednesdays to sort recyclables.
The small space is filled with recycled goods. Since the locals' recycling station is near a market and shopping streets, it is convenient for the locals to bring recyclables here.
There's a market nearby, so many people will bring recycled items here. We started by sorting recyclables, and later we eventually established this recycling station.
Normally, we may dispose of paper by burning them. If we bring them here and recycle them, they can be sold. This way, we will have the funds to help people in need.
Doing recycling can help impoverished people and those who are physically challenged. To help people, I usually come here to help sort recyclables.
Since 2005, many people would gather at the recycling station to help out on Wednesdays.
I've been doing recycling since its establishment. I usually feel stressed at home, but not at the recycling station.
I am very happy because many of those items can be sold and donated to Tzu Chi to do good deeds. Being able to help people this way, we feel very happy.
Many residents on site also purchase second-hand goods, extending the value of resources.
You can hardly buy anything with little money, right? So we can accumulate little money to help people in need. Since we do not have extra money, we can contribute our time and strength.
At the recycling station, everyone puts the concepts of environmental protection into action, which also inspires compassion and kindness.
Tainan DaAi Kindergarten has held a year-end gratitude event to thank Tzu Chi volunteers. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.